And good afternoon, 1 o'clock as you are tuning in to WFAA Plus. You're looking live from our Clyde Warren Park camera looking at Woodall Rogers Freeway, and you can kind of tell the story here. If you've been out and about, we want you to be careful. And remember, just because spots are clear like this, tonight we think they will refreeze. So we've extended that weather impact alert, and I'll show you that in a second. But you kind of try to avoid these snowy spots. But please don't let your guard down here. See where you can kind of see some slick spots in here? Those will all refreeze tonight, so you have to be really careful out there. Looks like folks are going at a pretty good speed, though, and just being careful. And just a couple days ago, this was all covered, and a lot of folks couldn't even get up. There's a slight incline right here. So, again, got to take it carefully out there. 40 degrees from that camera, from downtown. Here's UNT Denton. It's 35 degrees, looking towards the south and west, or north and west, winds out of the southwest at 9. Temperature 35, though, even warming up a little bit in our northern counties. 40 degrees here downtown, looking towards the north and west as well. There's the Bank of America building, northeast, Bank of America Tower in the plaza there. 37 degrees in Fort Worth. And again, we've had a little high cloud cover move in, but we still have warmed up sufficiently here. We should be melting across the board. So we're going to talk about this thawing. That'll continue and above freezing all afternoon. Even that high cloud cover, not going to impact us too much. We're still going to have some thawing. We're going to have a warmer afternoon today, a warmer afternoon tomorrow, and then again on Thursday. But sub-freezing nights ahead, definitely tonight, possibly tomorrow night. It's going to be a little closer. But freezing fog, which we talked about this morning, which you may not have heard of, and totally understandably. So we'll break it down here on WFA Plus for you. So we've extended the weather alert now through Wednesday morning. No new precip, nothing to be alarmed about here, but areas of freezing fog, somewhat new for us, and icy roads are going to be likely once again. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw some schools again decide to continue with the closings. We'll see. We're not there yet, but stay updated on the forecast and road conditions and right here on WFAA Plus, and you'll be advised on all of that as soon as we know it. So temperatures right now are coming up steadily. 40 in Dallas, 40 in Terrell, 40 in Canton, Athens, Breckenridge, Albany. So we're warming up ahead of schedule, ahead of where we were yesterday, despite this high cloud cover. This is moving in, a little excess Pacific moisture now. No cold air with this. We're just settling in the colder air that we've been in. But again, this is coming out of the south and west in the Four Corners region. What this means is slightly drier air too, and this will insulate us a bit. So we may reach 41, maybe 42 max, but then overnight with some of this cloud cover, we may not drop quite as far. So cloud cover kind of keeps you closer to where you've been. So it insulates you from the cold and from the warm. So here we are past 6 hours, all the Metroplex now with that high cloud cover. It's not at low levels or mid levels, it is all the way up there. So we're still getting sun radiation coming through there. 40 degrees now, so we have hit 40. Yesterday we thought we might end up here, so this is a good increase in terms of the temps. We're ahead of where we should be. I have us at 41 this afternoon. Could maybe hit 42 now, given the fact that here we are at 103 and we're already at 40. So hopefully we do. That's going to help with the melting out there. Now, one more really cold night. This is the reason we've extended the alert in part. Temperatures tonight in the 20s, but wind chills still very cold, 15 in McKinney. As you go outside, it'll feel like 19 in Dallas, 15 in Fort Worth and Denton, 16 in Waxahachie. Our southeastern counties where the air's less dry won't get quite down there, but it's going to be cold across the board when you wake up tomorrow. The other thing to talk about is that visibility. So not just fog here, but because the temperatures are below freezing, you might get some freezing fog. Widespread freezing fog is what the Weather Service is talking about, that dense freezing fog. So let's take the high-res modeling here through 3 a.m. We'll start to see it kind of move in north to south generally. Okay, and then by about 5 or 6 a.m. or so, those visibilities are down across the board. 0 in Denton and Fort Worth and Sherman, McKinney, Dallas right there, Waxahachie. So if you are traveling, I would say late tonight, overnight, or in the morning hours, or you're heading out early for work, just a big heads up. Not only will it be foggy, but this is going to be freezing fog. So it's going to freeze on surfaces, on your car, on your windshield. If you park outside, just a heads up. You might have to thaw it or start the defrost and get it going. Give yourself time for that because this will add a very thin layer. Not thick, but you're still going to have to defrost that. And then as you're traveling in the morning, I think that'll stick around the region. So what is freezing fog? Well, melting ice has saturated the ground. So like what we've had, it's not just the fog you see when we've had more moisture or rainfall, but that melting ice has saturated the ground all around. There's light winds to affect anything, so it'll stay as it is. And then these ingredients keep the air temperature and dew point close. What really happens with fog of all sorts is the temperature will drop to its lowest. Generally, your low each day, the low that we record, is in the morning, 5, 6, 7 a.m. when you reach that lowest temperature. Because you've had all night, you've been cooling all night. So it's when that is reached, and then what happens, the dew point, because we've been saturated enough, will rise. Anytime the temperature and dew point are close, you're getting close to saturation. So it'll feel humid no matter what temperature it is. And then at that point, once they get very, very close or cross, that's when you get fog. So that will cause saturation. You'll start to see it in low-lying areas, then it kind of lifts. It's literally a cloud on the ground. That's what fog is. And freezing fog, similar thing. What happens is below freezing by a few degrees, which we will be, those little, very minuscule water droplets, okay? Fog is these very tiny condensated water droplets. And once you hit these temperatures well below freezing, they will freeze on contact with surfaces, roads, trees. Now, will it cause major problems? No, but will it make slick spots? I think yes, and certainly on your car too. Again, like windshields, and it will make spots slick that you may not see. So that's what freezing fog is. Now, it does lead to, elevated roadways are one of the things that are more unique to freezing fog versus others. Freezing rain is going to make everything a little slick. Freezing fog will especially get those elevated ramps, so be careful. We have a lot of them here in DFW. Now, let's talk about the thawing conditions on these roads, because this is what we really want to see progress in here. We started off this morning not great, okay? Temperatures upper teens, lower 20s, wind chill out there, so bad conditions, okay? Then as we head towards this afternoon, caution, they're improving. But again, just because the snow is off to the sides doesn't mean avoiding that you're not going to run to slick spots. Sometimes those clearer spots where you can see maybe a little sheen on the road or a little liquid, that's where it'll be kind of slick. So this afternoon improving, tonight refreezing again, and that freezing fog. So we're back to the bad category as we go towards tomorrow morning. Then by the afternoon, we're warming up more, and we may have to go ahead on this number because today we're already at 40 now, so we might hit 41 too. Tomorrow we could be closer to the mid-40s based on this trend, and a little more sunshine through the first half of the day. I'll show you that on Featurecast in a second. And then by Thursday morning, again, refreezing, but not quite as low. And no freezing fog, maybe patchy in spots to our south and east. So for that reason, caution for Thursday morning. And then finally, there we are. By Thursday afternoon, I think there will be plenty of lower 50s on the board and sunshine. So sunshine at least for part of the day. So into the good category. By Thursday, most of this should be gone, given the melting each afternoon. We'll see how much progress we make today. All right, here's Timecast for you, starting this afternoon at 2 o'clock. Or tomorrow afternoon, 2 o'clock rather. Cloud cover again moves in, but this time, the cloud cover tomorrow will move in late, so we'll have sun for the first half of the day, and then it could stick over us into Thursday morning, which might not allow temps to drop quite as much. So that may mean you wake up Thursday morning and it's not super, super cold, still around freezing, but that may help insulate us a bit. And then just rounds of cloud cover as we go through the weekend. It's going to be colder. You see that northwesterly flow and northerly flow, that's behind the front there, but no precipitation with it. Then finally, a little Gulf moisture next Tuesday, and we actually get more of a Pacific air mass. And I think we could see a little rain building back in middle of next week or so, but the models are just picking up on this. We don't have it on the extended forecast yet, just too far out. But something to watch. This time of year, jet stream activity, and if you get opportunities for thunderstorms, it's generally going to be to our east or southeast, the Gulf Coast up through Dixie Alley. Certainly looks like that could be something late next week to watch. But as of right now, our precip chances have decreased. So those of you who wanted this winter storm to be done, we might be done for a little while here. All right, your 14-day forecast. Let's start with today. I think we may exceed 41. Okay, we've added that weather alert back in for tonight through tomorrow morning for 24 for wind chills that are going to be low. It's going to be cold and refreezing on the roads and that freezing fog. That will fall off in the afternoon up to 49 Thursday. Some spots may hit 50. We might put 50 up there tonight in our forecast, judging by the trend here. 40 then on Friday. Dry front, remember, colder air moving in, but drier air, okay? And then 30 on Saturday, 44 Sunday. So little whipsaw here, and the reason is drier air is easier to move. So down to 30, up to 44 by Sunday. And then the following week, watch this, okay? Remember how we were above average all those weeks starting off in January? Well, right back there, pretty close to where we should be this time of year, and then back up into the 60s by late next week. So the winter storm will be long forgotten by this point if that's truly what we see. The trend is certainly good if you're done with the precipitation. We'll see temperatures rising and rising. But the key is how much melting do we see this afternoon and tomorrow, and then hopefully by Thursday things are much clearer. But one more weather alert extended through tomorrow morning because of the possibility of refreezing. And that freezing fog out there, don't take that lightly. Visibilities will be reduced. We want you to be careful out there. We'll have more updates on WFAA+.